Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Friday's live art demonstration brought to you here at Upbeat Artworks. You can see behind me, we are in an art gallery. We are located on the second floor of Portage Place Shopping Center. Just past the Dollarama, you can't miss us. If you're not familiar, I'll give you just a bit of background. As you're seeing that notification pop up, please tap that and join us today as we do an art demonstration with you from Artbeat Studio. So we are Artbeat Studio, and we are a not-for-profit registered charity, and we really believe in the healing power of art. So we're here every Friday doing a live demo here, different creative techniques. You can scroll back through our videos and see all the different mediums that we cover. But we are a part of Studio Central, and that is also located in Portage Place on the second floor just past the Dollarama. So we're both there. You should come check us out. Studio Central itself is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 to 5. Thursdays we are closed for Writer's Circle, but scroll our Facebook page. We have all that information on there and you can check it out. And yeah, so today, our art demonstration, it's a little different. It says Happy New Year. And we have Kate who's gonna talk to us a little bit about why is it Happy New Year, but it's September, what's the date today? September 23rd. Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
But we're doing, let me see, Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah, yes. So Kate's gonna talk about this. So I'm gonna flip this around and then we'll get right to it. So thanks again. And as we're doing this, feel free to drop any questions or comments down below. Oh, I should flip the phone. Oops. It's just my neck right now. And hi Kate, how are you?
Hello. We're doing all right here. We're ready. Everything's here, and emotionally we're getting ready. I will talk a little bit about Rosh Hashanah as well. Not everyone knows what it is about. And also I want to share a little bit about how we celebrate holidays. As a secular Jew, we do not celebrate it in a religious way. But we do dip apples in honey, we do say Happy and Sweet New Year, and we prefer drinking something like sparkling apple juice or whatever we have there, because none of us drinks. So it can be wine for many, for us it can be anything celebrative, and I do not see it as a feast. We usually cook a very nice meal. It doesn't have to be big. It just needs to be a bit different from the whole year. Something special, and definitely apples and honey are the main element. We try to buy pomegranates when we can. But again, talking about what people can afford, what people can find. Not every single country has pomegranates. They're available. So talking about Jews who live in countries other than Israel, it's really hard to find certain elements. But here in Canada, it's really easy to go buy gefilte fish in a can. Yes, it's not the same as gefilte fish your grandma used to make. And, someone you tried the gefilte fish, and it's way better than something that is sold in the can. But it's eatable, you can still eat that. Usually what my mom does, she bakes something sweet. It doesn't have to be apples, it can be just something sweet to eat a lot of sweets, the same way as many other Jews find a lot of sweets symbolic for the very sweet year next year. Let's not talk about any health-related stuff here. People who use sugar replacements, they use something to feel the sweetness, but it doesn't have to be that as well. It could be so many variations because of people's personalities and personal reasons. So, and the whole tradition of Rosh Hashanah is not It is solid somewhere, but for people of different communities, they meet someone from other community, they use leeks. Oh, I never used leeks in my life. Just had vegetables. We never thought of using leeks. And another person says, oh, our family, we got used to do this. We slice carrots and they mean money. That's the meaning someone put in it, let's say. But other people would just use carrots as vegetables, and it does not symbolize that, and they grate them. So so many things people do, or people can just totally ignore certain things that other communities do. And I read about the head of garlic, that for some people it might mean a replacement, because in Jewish tradition, you cannot use this, you use this. That's okay. If you do not eat meat, you can use, instead of head of the fish or a ram, which not what you could tolerate, you cannot tolerate a ram's head on your table. That's totally okay. And it's good for you. Fish head is no worse. You cannot tolerate fish head, no problem. Just take a garlic head and it's good. Take a cabbage head, it's good.
Nice.
Something that does not make you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So if you're vegan, you definitely do not want something like that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be vegan for that. You can be just a person who does not like fish. You can be a person who does not like certain elements of meat eating. And no, you want your table to be enjoyable enough for everyone. And it definitely, if you celebrate with your family, it's what you eat. If you celebrate with guests, it's a completely different thing. You want the best table ever. And when we're talking about Rosh Hashanah, it's the major high holiday, which means it's supposed to be special in many ways. And as for other holidays, there is special Passover. It's a lot of attention paid traditionally to what we put on the table. It should be special kosher Pesach, kosher Pesach, but it does not relate to that. It's just really nice special plates, and what we put for Rosh Hashanah is different, but it's supposed to be a special set too. For many families, for some families, it does not matter at all. Whatever we have, we just have a good time together.
Yeah.
We have time to reflect, we have time to think, we have the whole month of Elul before Rosh Hashanah comes. And let's say starting from children's age, what children learn, they do not take it the same way as adults do. So for children, there are songs, there are simple ways of learning, and I do not go anywhere too far from there. So these are rocks that I made. These are resin, but some of them need some fixing, because this one, when you apply resin on white surface, some rocks do have porous surface. So this one will be painted over because it did not go as well. So this is Shana Tova Metuka. And whatever nice layer of paint you have, when you put resin on it, it kind of shows more of what was underneath it. So if we want to keep it natural, that's all right. But in my thinking, I want to paint it again around, so it would be nice and white, and it would stand out more. So you can see the difference between the rock and the paint marker that I put. And the paint marker does not show the solid white. So the best variant for this is white paint, and then fixing the center and doing that. Talking about traditional translation from Hebrew to, let's say, English in our case, Shana Tova Umetuka means happy new year, but also happy and sweet new year. So and sweet in English is written separately, and in Hebrew it's written together, Metuka. These are two words written together. So acceptable variants that I find, this is the primary variant, Metuka, but writing it this way, Umetuka, does not mean it's completely wrong, because it kind of follow how it is in Hebrew language, and what we have here is basically a translation from Hebrew. So if someone writes something like this, don't be bothered, that's all right.
Oh yeah. Cool. Now what's
and again, you can see the rock by itself is not as white as you want it,
Yeah.
so it's definitely going to be painted. And there are other ones, pomegranates as symbolic to the land of Israel, and
Yeah.
for the traditional Rosh Hashanah celebration. It's the year.
I was gonna say, what's the year? What's this number mean?
It's the year, the coming year. So couple of the rocks I made just have the year.
Cool. So it's the year 5783.
Another option is just saying Rosh Hashanah, apple with honey, and the year that we're
Oh,
in,
cute.
the secular year.
And these were made with paint markers?
Paint markers, yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Look at the detail.
This one, I do not really like the yellow, but it's, if you see the rock through the yellow, again, resin makes something that is underneath show up, and we can see it differently. We can see
Yeah.
it as something bothering, or we can see it
Happy and
as
sweet, yeah.
natural detail of the rock
Yeah.
that it gives.
That's great.
Another one,
Cool.
so this one again, when it's absolutely done really nicely with a paint marker, it can be completely white. When you apply resin or other sealer, it shows through that it's not white enough as I wanted to, so I will add some white maybe, so it looks nicer.
Wow. Love the
Again,
pomegranate.
Traditionally, it's good to show liquid honey because it's everywhere. You can see a lot of liquid honey. This is the variety that I just found this image with the honey with honeycomb, so
yeah.
I tried. And again, the name of the number of the year. Apples, honey, pomegranates are the main elements. Anything else, we would be talking about that. So what I got here are cards for Studio Central friends that asked me to write it for them because they wanted to make some, I don't know, maybe a card.
Yeah.
So these are, disregard what's on the other side. It says Rosh Hashanah, Happy New Year, 5783. Shana Tova Umetuka, Happy and Sweet New Year. Shana Tova, and two different variants in Hebrew.
Shana Tova.
If someone wants to look at it.
Cool.
Then there are two different kinds of shofar that I just sketched on these two.
Ooh.
And you can research on how it's made and anything. I'm not really interested in the process of how it's made.
Yeah.
And it's who does it. It's not a part of my life, definitely, because many people can hear it from afar but never see it in real life how someone does it.
Yeah.
So I did see.
The writing is very nice.
Thank you.
It's very clean.
So let's say it doesn't have to be RAM. Some communities do not have RAMs or supplies, so they
Yeah.
would do it from something different. But
Yeah.
it's the animal that they choose. But RAM is the preference. So apples, honey, jar with honey, pomegranate, Star of David, menorah are the symbolic elements that can be added to drawings and paintings. Heads not tails is one of the reminders. Let's say people do not remember sometimes. We do not want to see tails because the new year is the front, it's the head. it's what we start with and what is preferable to see. The main part and everything else is not supposed to be visible at all. Like, I mean, we put the Rosh head on the table. Well,
Yeah.
can you put the tail? Yes, you can put the tail, but it doesn't have to be the center of attention, let's say. So it doesn't mean it's not there at all. But you don't have to put it. In reality, you can just, fish is a traditional meal. Or if someone wants to feast, it's fish, meat and fish together. And it's very good for a holiday to have both. Again, guests come, someone doesn't eat this, someone doesn't eat that. Okay, so this. Typical to see how artists, I just went through several images on the internet. A lot of that has bees, honeycomb patterns, also carrots, vegetables, green vegetables, leafy vegetables, and beets are an addition for the table if someone wants to think about the table. Fall foods, gourds, and others are acceptable for the tables, and gourds have a meaning that is traditional as well. For the sweets, traditional are dates, same as pomegranates. They are typical for Israel. Let's say, I do not want to go into traditional meanings, but it's typical to grow certain foods in Israel, and these are big ones. And also they have meaning that stems from religious type of thinking. So pomegranate represents the commandments, 613 commandments that are given. And I just do not want to explain that to people who do not really want to get there. If someone wants to get this type of information, they can go and read. And again, it's believed. It's someone else who started the tradition, but it's not the tradition that I see as something I want to discuss, because it's more into depth of the religious concept.
Yeah.
Challah, it's recommended to have challah that is round, but what if you make the challah that is not round? Well, if you cannot make a round challah, make another challah, oval, whatever it is. And again, Jewish tradition is very interesting. This is perfect, this is not perfect, this is not really good, but it still kind of works. This is not acceptable at all. There's many other traditions. Some people say, oh, just this way, not other way. And it accepts different variants of coming from different groups of Jews who lived in exile. And many of them just did not have the connection. And its development, your food choices, while there is influence, major influence, because the country you live in is not your Jewish rule. So Jews who lived in Arabic countries, definitely, what do they cook? What's available on the market? What do their neighbors cook? Is it same stuff? No, because it's the way of cooking. Maybe yes, you cook the same way as your neighbor. If you contact your neighbor, you go to the same place and you learn how to cook, but there are still traditional foods and ways of thinking that you can see in food making. Okay, so that's it for the cards. We can just put them back.
Okay.
And
we'll bring those over to Studio Central.
I did not mention the goblets. We do have the goblet like this here. This has a little bit of raku on it, so it's not recommended for microwaving or even drinking. It's a decorative one rather than something that can be used. But any kind of wine bottles, what I can know is that a lot of people buy wine bottles and giving gifts that are wine with some other sweets is typical for holidays. So this goblet is not metal traditional goblet, but it works too for decorations and some displays. Maybe the word display is good. So what we're doing here, Oh, I just forgot to mention, this is the kosher pizza with
Oh yeah.
no meat on it. So what it has mushrooms, tomatoes, peppers, green olives, and some cilantro.
Oh my God.
My assumption, I think it's cilantro. I don't know, maybe it's not. So again,
So
I'm
good.
not the person who has two fridges in my house just because one is for meat, one is for dairy, and I'm not replacing milk with soy milk. I just drink regular milk.
Yeah.
And I do not go into anything into the depth of the religious meaning. So what we have here, we have boards for installation. So this says mountain board. So what we had a trip to our junction yesterday. So
Yeah,
I
we
picked
went to
up
Arts
several-
Junction. My first time to Arts Junction, and it's really, what a cool place. I think if anyone is in the exchange, you should go check out Arts Junction.
I picked up some, this is wrapping paper. It's very thin. So it's really hard to actually install it on something. So what we're going to do, we're making the first layer instead of painting it. And this is gesso. This is the difference gesso makes. It lightens it up and covers. So I'm going to work on this. And I made cutouts. I prefer natural shaped ones.
Yeah.
So some of them are already here, and I will add some more to cover the spaces that I have here. But for installation, we have this box of drawer liners. Is this the right name? Line drawers, or how is it called?
Drawer liners?
Drawer liners.
Yeah.
So this paper is thicker, so we could use something like that. No specific meaning for that, just nice paper, but it's thick enough to install it without ripping it.
Yeah.
Then this paper needs to be cut because, again, you see the rip. I tried, just so rips it quite a bit. So in this case, I just prefer the paper cutouts. We're going to paint acrylic with acrylic, and these are the choices we can make. My thinking, I would make something similar to this, but I will replace the honey with a jar. Then it would be a jar with honey. I could add a bottle of wine, could be the olive branch right there beyond. So this is something I can do. Also, except of acrylic, we have paint markers. So if someone cannot really write well with acrylic, we can always use Posca marker or a Tombow paint, not paint, just a marker. We have paper that you can put underneath. I think it's just simpler to have something underneath to paint on. And you got the dot line, so we can use this. We have our pop of orange posters that can be used underneath as well as a cutout.
Pop of Orange, our show at the Pavilion, still on till November. Go check it out.
And I found these really cool papers from Studio Central. It was a donation, I think, and I really like this. I think they can be installed and used. So this has some writing in it, but it's the writing that is decorative rather than just writing. But I really like this one. I think this is really...
I love the paisley kind of print. Yeah.
And this one, it's the same kind, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. It looks all aged.
So it does not have to be gesso. It can be just thick. Sorry, Marisa, I broke the pen. It was too heavy. It broke
Yeah.
when I picked it up. But we have different kinds of sealers and gesso and medium. So medium can be used for applying something underneath. So for you, you can choose your paper. You can use the same paper as me, using the boards. You can choose the board, and these are from Art Junction, and I think they're all different, which is good to show different kinds. So this says Ultra Black Mountain Board.
We'll use this.
So it's not the art piece by itself, it's what it's installed on. So we're installing the art piece on the board, not after it's made, but we start building from there. So it's just a base to support what we're making.
Yep.
Okay, we have gesso. I was working with gesso, and what it does, it washes out the design. But if you want to keep it bright and nice, you can use medium, and it can be matte medium, glazing medium, or Mod Podge, or the multi-purpose sealer, it works too. A Mod Podge can be matte and gloss. You can decide what you want to use. So choose your medium. Choose your brush. Brushes are right here. For me, the flat ones work the best for this purpose. So we start from here. I will go on with gesso, and which one I would say either this one or Mod Podge. So you can try different variants and see what works for you. Varnishes can be different. This one gives turquoise hint on top with some gloss, with some sparkle. So it's not for everything we do. And this has, it just glazing medium, but it can be used for here as well, the same way as on top. Okay, so what would you choose? You can choose this paper, you can choose this paper. This one?
Yeah, I like this.
In this case, the bowl can be used as well. And there are scissors. I'm just going with what I prepared here.
So I can cut this into pieces and then adhere it to this board?
Yes. So I would say I would use a paper cutter, measure it, and use a paper cutter. But not everyone has it, so we can just use scissors. And then even it up a little bit. Okay, again, not going into complications of perfection. I don't want to create art with any kind of anxiety whenever it comes from, because it's not what art is supposed to, it's not supposed to be felt while you create. So to create something like that, we want to be calm and confident because we want to pass how we deal with things, not how we're anxious about things. Okay, so just so. So it's very simple in this case. So I want to put it underneath a little bit and then put it on top. Painting is preferable when it's dry. Again, we do not have that time during workshop. I did what I could yesterday to show how it looks like, and again, you see the wrinkles appear. Someone might use them for nicer looking surface. And again, talking about idea creation and everything, it's definitely not my idea, but it's a recommended idea. So I thought, why not? It's not my primary medium to work with. I do not, personally, I'm not a collaging person, and I never was. So doing something like that gives me some feel of new. Do not worry about it being absolutely wrinkless, because when you spread gesso, it evens it up.
Okay.
So the wrinkles are underneath, and the gesso sometimes is used to even up the surface. So if it's a minor wrinkle, it would be quite flat under the gesso.
Do you want
it's
that to be
not-
wash polish?
Gloss or a matte?
I'm gonna use this to stick the paper to it. So.
So I just want to make sure that all the surface is covered. And do I want to keep the image underneath or not? I don't know yet. Maybe not. I just wanted something, I can go over the flowers or I can cover them completely. And the reason why it's put is different for each person, because you can see it as a thinking possibility, or you can see it as possibility for an activity that is mindful. And mindful never means it's you think about things that do not matter. It means you think about things that matter to you. So you can see your preference here. Okay, so I just did not want to paint directly on this. And I decided, let's try. And why not? So what I'm doing is a bit different from what everyone else is doing. So to show the difference, we can take a piece underneath is gesso, but I'll take some water. And I will use someone else's cup.
There we go.
So instead of using gesso here, I can always use another medium. So I want to try the matte one. Baby wipes can help, or just a paper towel. So this one would dry clear and it would not give we will not see the whitishness if we do not put the layer too thick, and it gives less wrinkles comparably to gesso. Maybe not, I don't know. Just that's what I see right now. Doesn't mean it works out the same way. Maybe less, maybe not. So that's the difference. And again, it will dry clear. You will still see the brush strokes, but they will not be whitish like this. I even it up because I just want to even it up. Can be just painted over with time. All right. I will get to painting, and from there I will see how it cooperates and what I want to do around. I did not even do the edges completely, so I did some.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it, But I will go over the edges afterwards, the same way as the box. I will see what I want to do. Okay. So for now, okay, tough decision. Which way? Maybe this way. Okay, brushes. Sketch can be done with any color. When I paint on dry, my preference, the sketch would be a paint marker. I cannot use the paint marker on the surface that is not dry completely because it will be clogged, it will be ruined, so we don't want that. Oh, it looks great. This is so good. Look, it does not wrinkle, it does not do the...
It's got some tiny
pretty.
wrinkles,
I like
but it's
it.
pretty.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be the recommendation for the mounting. The drawer liners. Is it the right name?
Yeah.
Drawer liners, yeah.
They're just like a little bit thicker than fabric paper.
It's thicker, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. Perfect. This is not bad too, but it kind of goes wrinkly as well, right?
It is, yeah.
You can tell.
So I'm trying to even out some of those wrinkles.
Mm-hmm. And again, when you do something naturally, I think it's the good idea is to not start talking about things like that. Just do it naturally, keep it inside. Do not let it in your thinking until it works out. And then the right words come. Okay. Okay, I'm taking this. I'm done with gesture for now, so I will close it. I do not like keeping things open because they need to last for a long time.
Yeah, and especially like this Mod Podge, it dries up.
I'm getting ready for everything. I got the baby wipe because I do not like when my fingers have
Gunk on them. Because when it dries, it turns like this Mod turns into like
gluey substance.
gluey substance. Yeah. So baby wipes are a godsend.
Mm-hmm. All right. Again, do not take it as a final variant. I want to fix this around. Maybe I'll put another color or surround it with something. But again, when you apply sealer, you need to get ready. It does not stay the way it was before. Okay. It could be something like this for you, if you want to, or it could be this. Any words that you see here might work out. Okay, what do I need? I need paint.
I might do that pomegranate
Pomegranate?
with
This
the
one?
because that would look good
Mm-hmm.
to do it
So
red.
maybe the paint can be just thicker to make, to be even enough for the surface. Okay. Also, I have this, and this is glitter red, which I would put on top of red.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. A pomegranate does not have to be a half. It could be the whole one and a half, or it depends on what you want to show. We do not really want to think too hard. A lot of golds and glitter is being used, but it's on this surface. I'm not sure if it works out.
Yeah.
So let's say just painting. Okay, I need red. I need yellow and orange. I need green, unless I want to paint apple of different color. I have 2 different greens, 3 different greens. Approximately same yellow, white, I got white. Okay, I might not want to work on the seeds. Last year I was showing how to paint pomegranate seeds, so I'm not sure I want to do that. I can just make a whole one and do not go by a very detailed anything. So I can just sketch it. So I sketch it first.
So use like a little liner brush.
Yes.
So if I do that pomegranate, maybe I'll use. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Do you want to pass me a little lid?
Oh, yeah.
A palette lid? Thank you.
And I consider that it's going to be written here too. So I do not. And I need a thicker paintbrush.
I wanted to see if I had another little cup for mixing water.
Mm. I don't know what they want.
Do we lose them?
I have found one.
You found one?
Yeah. And Ollie. What do we got? So Ollie, if you want to use this,
Okay.
there you go.
Pouring water.
And then- Just grab a pottery bowl. Here we're good.
Well, we're surrounded by bowls. I don't know. It's a miracle that those won't spill.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, bingo. There we go.
Oh, we found something. Awesome. I don't know what they want. They're there.
Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm doing the pomegranates. So I think I'm just gonna make the outline.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll use like. Do you want to pass me that red, Kate or Ollie? Thank you.
I have never painted a pomegranate before. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna make mine big, like a big pomegranate right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I'm using this one as a reference. You can see my rock, I think. Oh yeah. So that's going to be my reference picture. Huh?
Just like surveying the colors.
Yeah.
And again, if it's not really visible, we have white paint marker. We could go around
the outline.
stand out, make it stand out more.
I thought I might try black to outline it in black.
Mm-hmm. so apples can be different, so we can add more than one apple, a variety. So we can add another apple somewhere there.
How's your pomegranate, Ollie?
Good, I think. It looks a little like a, what's it called, dragon fruit right now. But once I have the seeds,
Yeah.
hopefully the visual will be better.
Try and get the roundness.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice case.
Black. I need black. I need to find it here. Someone would add a lot of gold because for the holiday, many people think sparkles, gold, silver. So if you want to create something that is not, what is this? A lot, but I need some. Some of that.
Ooh, yeah, look at that. Nice. So I really like how the paint, this acrylic paint is going over top of the Mod Podge.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone likes it, the feeling by itself, but again, you need to have the right brushes for that, right materials, because some materials just do not give the touch that would be nice, just a nice feel.
Yeah.
And again, some people would make it see-through rather than, I don't know, something that covers well. I don't know. I like how it looks like.
Yeah, it's covering quite well.
Yeah.
I think I still will add like a pop, like an outline to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe on this rock, it looks like maybe a bit of brown was used or something. Something a bit darker.
It was Tombow marker.
Okay.
Yes. So I just made an outline that was, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's also drying very fast. Like mine's drying very, very fast. Paper's a little bumpy.
Well, I would say it does not look like a pomegranate yet.
It's got the makings.
Maybe we can mix paint with something thick, like a medium, and apply it in layers so it's completely, it's getting rid of all the wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
And we can make another cutout.
Mine is debatable as well as a pomegranate.
Maybe the seeds. Oh, I can add the seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Like an open pomegranate.
Well, in this case, I would start from 10.
With tan?
10, yeah. And mark how it goes, and then put the seeds in.
Yeah.
But it's quite, I don't know, I would keep it whole, but I would just add layers
Okay.
and even it up because the bumpiness does not give a nice look here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, yeah. Just even it out maybe and apply more layers of paint. Maybe even thick paint or palette knife
Mm-hmm. Oh,
to
yeah.
actually would work.
Yeah.
I don't know, we can try. So we need to wait until it dries a little bit more.
Mhm. Glitter red. So pretty. So keep painting away. I just have a little meeting to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Yours looks great, Kate.
It will be with time. Again, as an artist who paint layers, I got used to paint in layers. So I apply a little tiny bit and I wait until it dries, then I come back. So it's really hard for me to show something during like literally that short Time.
Yeah, I think I need a reference image. I clearly don't know what a pomegranate looks like.
Want mine?
Oh, sure. Might save this.
With time, when it's completely dry, I can add a label that says honey or dvash.